Hello everybody, welcome to the channel JI Colorist. My name is Jody and I am thrilled to be continuing the series on zodiac animals for 2024. This is July and the animal is Cancer for a sign, and that is represented by a crab. I am using the Astrology Coloring book by Ana Jaren. We have colored a couple of pages in here already. There is a beautiful picture of a crab here that I am going to zoom you down. I haven't done anything on this page yet. I have taken quite a bit of time to look on the internet for a picture of a crab that I wanted to color. I was thinking originally a blue crab, but the markings on this crab just didn't go with that color scheme. And then I recently spotted something called a spotted crab or a leopard crab, and this pretty much bang on looks like that. So that is the color choices we are going to use. I'll put on screen some pictures of a leopard crab so that you can see what I'm kind of going for. Along with my plan of using items I don't use very often to use my stash, I have pulled out a selection of Copic markers. So I thought I would do some what most people are calling basing, which is coloring with a marker first and then coming back with pencil on top for shading. So that's going to be the attempt. Today we are going to cover the crab, and perhaps in a separate video I will do some of the other things. It was kind of fun to see that there is a pearl here, so I will actually get to color a pearl as well. And a pearl was the gemstone for June, and we just have a video on that, so I'll use that technique there. And we've got an octopus up here. There's quite a few animals on this picture itself. But we today will focus on the crab first. I will let you know based on this here. These are some of the swatches I've done so far that I thought I might use. So those are the ones I've pulled out. I will let you know what color I am using while I'm doing this. And then I will probably either do some crab facts, or I may even do some of the game trivia questions. I should have known that because we haven't played this for a little while, and it might be fun to get back to that while you're watching me color this crab. Okay, that's the plan for today. I hope everybody is doing really well. I hope you're having a fantastic July and getting some creative coloring done in your own books. And if you are, I'd love to see the pictures that you're coloring. Tag me on Instagram or send me an email. I'd love to see what everybody's up to. Let's get started on this crab though. I will bring the camera down a bit so you have a better angle. And yeah, I am not proficient on markers, so just so you know, this is not a tutorial on how to use markers. They are probably one of my weakest things, and that's the other thing I should be practicing a little bit more, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's get started. So on screen you will see an overall picture of what a leopard crab looks like. So it has an overall really light shell. So I've picked out a few of those colors. I was thinking maybe doing raw silk for the whole shell, or this brick beige, or using the raw silk and then shading a little bit with the brick beige. I am going to come in with pencils though, for sure. I'm thinking the champagne color would be a good start to some of these spots on them, and that's where we're gonna go with. So I pulled up, they're all out of the earth tone set, so that's why they start with E's, and the lightest is 21 and the darkest is 71 out of these four. So kind of keeping that in mind, I might go ahead, might start with the lightest kind of in the center area, and then have a little bit of shading around the outside. But let's just put some ink down and see how that looks. So we're going to go with the E53 raw silk, and we'll see how that goes. I'm using the brush tip end. And I don't think it matters too much if I go over top of these little dots a little bit, because they are going to be darker anyways. So, but I am trying to be fairly neat. And I am trying to go over everything in one pass, so I'm not coming back over top of an area if possible. Trying to reduce the number of streaks. Zoom you in just a titch. Comment below if you normally base with a marker before you color with pencil, or if you are a marker only colorist. There's definitely some skill to using a marker, and it takes more practice than you would think. While watching on screen, I'll read to you what it says about Cancer the crab in the book. With a hard outer shell protecting its hidden vulnerabilities, the cautious crab is said to use its claws to cling to the comfortable and familiar in Greek astrology. Nurturing and sensitive people born under the water sign are governed by emotions. They seek security first and foremost and place great value on home comforts. Okay, I'll finish off this part and I'll be back when I do something more interesting. Okay, the first color of raw silk is down. Now I'm going to bring in the brick beige, which is E31. I'm just going to go around the edge here and just add a bit of shadow. And in fact, I may also do this area here with that. We are going to play trivia from I Should Have Known That Game. I will have a picture of the front and back of each card at the end of this video. This is also the color that I used for Matchstick Mouse, so I haven't really used this since December. Just overlapping a little bit so that a little bit of shadow there. Okay, starting off trivia with card number 1. The first question is, what is the capital of India? Let me think. I'm going to say the capital of India is New Delhi. And let me look up the answer. The answer is New Delhi. So the capital of India is New Delhi. Now the legs are again light colored, so we're going to go with the E53. And then we'll be able to shade with darker pencils. I will probably grab my Chromos pencils. Trivia question number 2. What does the periodic table arrange? I took chemistry quite a bit in high school. The periodic table arranges elements, I believe. I'll show you a different picture on screen. The answer for what does the periodic table arrange is indeed elements. So question number 2, answer is elements. I'm going to bring in the slightly darker shade and where there's hatching by the illustrator. Put a little bit of that color on top, and it's just slightly darker. we can also deepen up some shadows with pencil. Question number 3. What is the main objective of the Swiss Guard? Oh boy, let's take some time to think about that one. So this is E53, the raw silk, same as I did for the main body of the crab. And this is its background light color. And that's all of the legs, I believe. Count them all. No, missed one. Goodness sakes. There we go. Okay. Now I think we've got all of the legs done. Okay. Let's go and grab our champagne color, and we'll do a couple of these dots and see how they're looking. Okay, now we have the crab with a base layer of coloring down, and now we need to go in with to do the spots and add some shadow. So I am going to use the Copic Champagne E71, and I'm going to do the little solid ones and get those colored. So I'll do that for all the little solid ones, and then I'm going to bring in 3 polychromos I've selected from my I have the 120 set. I've got 177 walnut brown, 187 burnt ochre, and 283 burnt sienna, and I think that those complement these colors up here, and I will use that to do some shading. So if you look at some of the spots, I'll do one up close. It looks like we can have a spot that's kind of, I'll do an overall color. I'll do overall light coating of burnt ochre, and then I'm going to come in and do some of the burnt sienna around it. And then for the ones that are larger, I'll come in with the walnut brown and do kind of like an outline. And then I'll gonna have to sharpen my pencil, I think. So that they look a little bit more like leopard spots. And then I'll blend them all together with the burnt ochre. And that's how that'll look. So I'll do one up here, perhaps it's a little bit larger. This is the burnt ochre, our lightest color. Okay, I've sharpened the pencils, so we should have a little bit easier time of it. Okay, back to trivia question number 3. What is the main objective of the Swiss Guard? And I have absolutely no idea. I thought that maybe they were part of just the Swiss Army, so I am going to have that as my guess. But the answer actually is, to protect the Pope and the Vatican. So I had no idea that that was what their main objective is. So no points for me. How did you do? Let me know. Do a darker edge just on some of the areas too. It doesn't have to be the whole. This is the burnt sienna, just blending that darker area in. And we do want them to be definite spots, so we'll leave it at that. And we can even do darker in the center. Trivia question number 4 for card number 1. What color is the uppermost part of a rainbow? So that is the top color And we know that rainbows are always in a specific color order. So the top color is going to be red. That's my answer. Let's take a look. What's your answer? And the answer is indeed red. So that is the 4 questions for card number 1. I got 3 correct and 1 wrong. Let's watch a little bit more and then we'll carry on with card number 2. Okay, and let's take our burnt ochre and we're just going to do a light line color at the edge of the shell. And we can take our burnt sienna where there's darker areas and we can go up like that. And that'll help with the making it look rounded. A little bit. So just these corner areas. And we're going to do these areas that I didn't color before and I left white. I'm going to do them the burnt sienna, so that's the kind of the medium brown color. We want to leave these area here just the base color, which was I believe E53 or E31, but just leave the Copic marker there because then it'll be like a highlight. Just adding a little bit of shading, which adds a little bit of depth to the shell itself. Anytime I see a lot of the spots, like here, I'm going to add some pencil for some shading. Concentrating more on the outside and then kind of fading in. And just really lightly, but it does add quite a bit. And it makes the page look not so flat. So basing has dramatically increased it's lessened the time that I've required a color. So if you do have hand issues, it is a good option for limiting how much colored pencil you're doing. Okay, so that's kind of nice. All right, I'll go back and focus some more on, we've got a lot of dots to do, so I'll go ahead first with the Champagne E71 and just do a bunch of these. I'll even just fill in some of the centers, just a titch. Trivia card number 2, question 1. What happens to Bruce Banner when he gets angry? I will let you think about that one. The smaller ones that are going to be too tiny to really get into, I'll just do them all this champagne color. My answer is that he becomes the Hulk. Let's look. Okay, let's do some more pencil work. Trivia answer for what happens to Bruce Banner when he gets angry is indeed he becomes the Hulk. So according to the picture, there's definitely a ring around a majority of the spots, so we will try and mimic that. And even on the ones that I've done the champagne, I'll do that too. So I'm using the my darkest color, walnut brown, and I'm going to go and do a ring around the one where I have just used the Copic. And then that will be all for that one. So we'll have some with 3 colors of pencils and some with just the one. And maybe we'll blend a little bit. Leopard spots are not all the same, so that's kind of a good thing. Trivia card 2, question 2. What is the difference between a biography and a memoir? Let me think about that one. Okay, I think that a biography is written by an author, so it could be anybody. But I think a memoir is written by the person themselves. So that's my answer, and let's take a look. Okay, for question number 2, the answer reading from the back says, memoirs are written by oneself and a biography is written by someone else. So I'm pretty sure that that's what I explained. And so yeah, that was a tough one though. While I continue to color spots on screen, I will read trivia question number 3. What is the difference between a bull and an ox? Let me think about that. I'll give you some time too. Okay, I think that the difference between a bull and an ox is a bull is just a male and can be more than just a cow. But I think an ox is definitely a male cow, if that makes sense. Going to bring in another Polychromos 263 green gold. I've sharpened it to a nice point, and I thought it would just be a nice color to kind of do a little bit of shadowing underneath some of these spots and just kind of blend out if I've gone over any areas with the pencil and just want to blend in, or if I've missed any areas, light areas with the basing of the Copic, just lightly bring in a lighter color. So still within that family of brown. Trivia card question 3 answer. What is the difference between a bull and an ox? And the card says an ox is a castrated bull. So I did not get that correct, and I learned something new. What about you? Okay, I will finish off a bunch more of these and then I'll be back to share how it's going. See you soon. The 4th question for our second card. What museum is the most visited in the world and has the Mona Lisa on display? Let me think about that. I have never been to this museum or to this country, but I am going to say in France at the Louvre, and the answer is the Louvre in Paris, France. Okay, so 4 questions on card number 2, and I got 3 out of 4. How are you doing? We have questions for one more trivia card. So card number 3, question 1. Julius Caesar supposedly said this phrase, and I'm going to type it on screen. And what does this phrase mean? And I have no idea, so I'm going to say I don't know. The answer to the Julius Caesar quote is, I came, I saw, I conquered. And if you got that correct, I think that you should give yourself a bonus check mark. Okay, that was a tough one. Question number 2. If your zodiac sign is a fish, in which 2 months could you have been born? Let me take a minute to think about that. So this question is actually follows this whole series that I'm doing, which is the zodiac animals. And a fish is a Pisces sign. We did the fish in March, so I'm going to say that the months would be spanning the end of February and most of March. And that is the 2 months. I think that refers to a Pisces. But let's take a look at the back and read the answer. The answer says February and March, February 19th to March 20th. So I think I got that one correct. All right, 2 more questions. Question number 3. What jersey number did the Canadian ice hockey player Wayne Gretzky wear? And that is an easy one, and I'm going to say 99. And the answer is 99. Excellent. Okay, just thought I'd bring you back for a look at how we're doing. Really happy so far with how this is turning out. I started with a base of the Copic markers, and then I've been shading with 4 colored pencils from Chromos. These are the items that I have pulled out and have been using so far. Really happy with how everything is going. Just kind of going by feel, making some a little bit darker, some lighter. When I want to have a little bit of a light hue to some of these, I have gone over with the green gold 268 over top of the whole area. So just kind of making a little bit of a variety of colors, but sticking with the leopard looking spots, and like how it's coming along. So just thought I'd bring you back to take a look how we're doing. And some of them I'm going over with the whole color and then doing edges like I did at the beginning. Some I'm doing the edge at the end. So it's just kind of keeping a variety of methods to color something. And then I'll come in with this green gold and cover the whole area. There we go. So yeah, so that's how it's coming along. There will be just a lot of that to finish off, but overall I think it's turning out really well. I did come in with the green gold, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit of buffing on the very edge to shade in and blend in that I had done the burnt ochre along the edge as well as the burnt sienna. So those are the colors that I've been using to blend it in, and also I've anywhere where there's dots and shading, just going over those areas and doing a bit of shading on top. So yeah, I think that this crab is looking pretty good. I will finish off these and I'll bring you back for one final wrap-up look at how the crab is, and then I will go off and do the rest of the background on my own. That's going to take a few more days, and I do want to get this video out to you. So today's focus will just be on the crab. There is obviously bleed through from the alcohol marker, but it is pretty much a one-sided book. Okay, while we continue coloring spots on screen, I will do the final question, and then we will do a wrap-up on how we did. The final question is, what is plastic made of? And I am an oil and gas accountant, so I know plastic is made of oil and petroleum byproducts. So that is my answer. Reading the back, the answer says crude oil / petroleum. So excellent. I consider that a correct answer. That means I got 3 out of 4 on this card and 9 out of 12 total. Comment below how you're doing. I will also put a picture of each card at the very end of this video. Thanks for playing trivia. Okay, we are here back for a final look at how our crab friend has turned out. So this is the zodiac animal for Cancer, the crab. It is a July sign, and I am happy that I decided to pick. This is a page from the Astrology Coloring book by Ana Jaren. We used a combination of basing with Copic Ciao markers, and then I did the top color and shading with 4 colored pencils from the Chromos brand. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you had fun with some of the trivia. If you did the trivia, please go ahead and comment below how many questions you got correct, and if you found anything interesting about the crab. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again later this month as we continue our birthstone series. And the birthstone for July is a ruby, so look forward to that. All right, take care, my friends. Have a creative and colorful week, and I'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.